Wow, I'm actually a little nervous to be filming this. I don't know why. Hi, my name is Bianca, probably, and I have strange obsessions with certain media. I was a baby gay in 2011, out on my own for the first time. I had been out for maybe 2 years. At that point, I was in my own apartment and I was scrolling along Logo's website. This was like the first time I could be queer out in the open, like in my own home. I watched Drag Race in secret, and that was really my hugest exposure to queer culture. But now I was living in this apartment and I could watch whatever I wanted. And when I wasn't being a hoe on Tumblr, I gravitated to a little series called Noah's Ark. For me, it was Drag Race, Noah's Ark, and One Girl, Five Gays. Those are the shows I kept in rotation. Noah's Ark was a concept created by Patrick and Polk after attending an LA Black Gay Pride event in 2003. After this, he was driven to write a series that focused on the lives of Black gay men. Noah's Ark was not the first time that Patrick created Black queer-focused media, nor would it be the last. His feature film debut was Punks, a Black queer cult classic from 2000. This project would even feature faces we would eventually see on Noah's Ark. Patrick would go on to release 2 more movies, The Skinny and Blackbird. He also produced and wrote on shows such as Being Mary Jane and P-Valley. While queer characters are much more prevalent today, even entire queer series being greenlit left and right, 2003 was the time for sassy gay best friends and slurs. All the slurs, several slurs. There had been some traction with shows like Oz, Will and Grace, Queer as Folk, and even The Wire to some degree. And one day I will finish the show and do proper research on Michael K. Williams's life in the ballroom scene, but today is not that day. But these aren't stories that centered a day in the life of a Black gay person. After independently producing and releasing a pilot episode as a web series, the idea was to secure funds by releasing the show as a DVD subscription. Now, I consider myself a Noah's Ark historian. However, I had not watched this short film before, and I recently did, and it is wild to see. First of all, how explicit it is. It is a bit explicit. I can see why a lot of those direct concepts weren't then translated into the Logo show. That is kind of something I would probably be more used to seeing on Showtime or HBO, even by today's standards. But it definitely lays the groundwork for the characters we get to know throughout the series, and even using dialogue and scenes that would later be implemented, even if the context changes a little bit. I suggest going back and watching it if you have never seen Noah's Ark before in your life. First of all, thanks for clicking on this video. But if you've never seen Noah's Ark in your life, I would suggest watching the series first and then going back to watch the short film, because I think it is very interesting to see that in hindsight. After the web series got enough traction and positive reviews, Logo TV picked it up as half-hour episodes. And after the pilot was well received at festivals, it got picked up by the Logo Network, making it Logo's first scripted TV series, and is also the first scripted TV series to center around a group of Black gay men. The show would begin airing on October 19th, 2005, and it would run for 2 entire seasons, season 2 leaving quite the cliffhanger. We will attack that when we get to it. This show covered topics like figuring out your sexuality, dating someone who's HIV positive, hate crimes, being gay and religious, topics that are still relevant to this day. The show finished airing October 4th, 2006, and despite having really good reviews, it was not picked up for a 3rd season. 2 years later, on October 24, 2008, the movie Noah's Ark, Jumping the Broom, would be released. In the cursed year of our Lord, 2020, we got the opportunity to see Noah's Ark, The Rona Chronicles, where the cast came together to kind of catch us up on our favorite characters and see how they are dealing with the pandemic. They also take a chance to talk about things that have changed in the cultural atmosphere. This includes having a non-binary child, police brutality against Black people on the rise, and staying safe in the pandemic. And also included a live Q&A with Karamo Brown. A new addendum that I did not see coming when I first started writing this 2 weeks ago. It's coming back. Noah's Ark is coming back. It is confirmed straight from Patrick and Polk's mouth. I'm filming this on the 24th of April. He received a Lifetime Achievement Award, and he said that new Noah's Ark content is coming, and has confirmed on Twitter that all the guys are coming back. This show had such an impact on me as a queer Black teenager coming into my own. I'm shocked by how many people haven't seen it. When we talk about queer shows, I hear Queer as Folk, I hear The L Word, I hear a lot of these shows that also do have their place in the cultural zeitgeist. Noah's Arc does not get brought up enough for me, and this is my mission to change it. I do believe its distribution history is a part of that issue. First, you can find all the episodes on Logo, which is where I originally watched it in 2011. That was my first exposure to the show. And then for a brief time, it was available all on YouTube. However, then it got taken off YouTube, which you can find on Logo, but that is only if you have cable. So this resulted in me buying the entirety of the show on Amazon because I did not want to be without it. Hi, this is my editing face. Updates keep happening around Noah's Arc, which is exciting. But everything I just said there is kind of a lie now because you can now watch it on Paramount Plus as of today, which is April 27th. So go watch it on Paramount Plus if you've never watched it. I showed this show to so many people. Even in the last month, I have showed this show to maybe 6 or 7 new people. It is truly a treasure, and I think it deserves more. I am so excited that we have new content coming, which I hope brings people to watch the original episodes. It is my number one comfort show. I cannot gush about it enough. So now this is the part where I vomit all my feelings about every single episode. I will be covering season 1 in 2 videos. This is the first part, and then season 2 also in 2 videos. I will be doing a double feature for the movie and the COVID special. I do want to make it clear. This is a show that has aged well for the most part, but there are definitely things that are painfully of the time. I will mention these things throughout it, but I do want you to take that in consideration. I think it is important to view this in the lens of something that was created nearly 20 years ago. This will include me breaking down every single episode, offering my feelings at the time. I'm just going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about every episode. I am someone who loves painfully long retrospectives and breakdowns. This might be reflective of that. This is also my first time doing this, so please be kind. We have a wonderful cast of characters throughout the show featuring 4 Black queer leads. First off, we have Daryl Stevens portraying Noah, the one who has the arc foretold in the title. Rodney Chester as Alex, an HIV/AIDS educator. Christian Vincent as Ricky, the active boutique owner. And rounding out our core group is Doug Spearman as Chance, an economics professor. 3 more characters I think that are important to mention here is Gregory Keith as Trey, Alex's devoted boyfriend, Jonathan Julian as Eddie, Chance's relatively new boyfriend who has a daughter, Kenya, from a previous relationship, and how can I neglect to mention Jensen Atwood as Wade, Noah's straight screenwriter friend, who Noah has a little bit of a crush on. And to no one's surprise, Wade is not so straight and may also be having feelings back. There are other characters, but we will unpack those when we get there. So let's get into it. So all the episode titles are named after song titles. The first 2 episodes, it is a 2-parter, and they actually have the same title, and it's part 1, part 2. So it is My One Temptation, which is from the song My One Temptation by Micah Paris. We open to a gorge beach and finding our friends struggle on rollerblades. Chance asks about the besties helping him move into Eddie's home. The only one that's not looking like baby Bambi is Ricky. He runs over to get a number from somebody because that is his personality. He's gonna pick up the number, expand that little black book whenever he can. Alex starts lamenting how Ricky has abandoned them despite rollerblading being his idea, but Noah coughs up the information that it was actually his idea. After they give puzzled looks, Ricky rolls back and they hit him with a well-timed chorus of slut. They're all grouped together when we see Wade for the first time, who greets Noah and immediately gains the interest of his friends, immediately gagging. Chance reminds himself that he is married. Not really, but like, none of them are married, but they will say husband, but like they go together real bad. Like, you get the point. I'm going to continue to refer to boyfriend unless that status has changed. Chance also takes the opportunity to remind Alex that he is in a long-term committed relationship.
Married, not dead, bitch, I can look.
Ricky gives him his card. This is the show establishing that Wade is fine. We see that Wade is fine. Our friends know Wade is fine. They are wondering why Wade's fine ass has never been mentioned by Noah. Before Wade skates away, he tells Noah that he'll see him at their usual spot. Immediately after, his friends are glaring at him, wondering where he has been hiding this man. Noah explains that they're just both screenwriters and they met at a screening and acting super coy about it. But his friends saw them hard eyes that Noah was throwing, so they immediately check him, say they must be more than friends because Noah obviously likes him. Cut to Wade talking to a conveniently placed beach girly to indicate signs of obvious heterosexuality.
He's straight.
Obviously.
Now, I'm not going to talk about the intro every time, but I'm going to talk about the introduction song, at least this time. This intro is from Adriana Evans, Remember the Love, and it will get me dancing every single time. I will hit the hardest Remember Love every single time. Fast paced, and it showcases script notes throughout it because it's really cute because Noah's a writer. It features our main characters and fun descriptors. Noah is a struggling screenwriter and an incurable romantic. Alex is the sassy HIV educator. Ricky is the hot body that avoids monogamy like the plague. Chance is the uptight college professor, and Wade is real sexy and a man's man. So honestly, if you haven't gotten who these people are at this point, girl, I don't know what to tell you. I can't break it down any further. This is it. This is the material. This is what we're working with. Post intro, we cut to Noah driving to meet Wade. Noah has a very well-loved convertible, and Wade drives up in his Hummer to remind you that this is 2004. Wade talks about how he's been successful in writing, and Noah discusses his struggles. They agree to meet up later and to watch each other's work.
That sounds like a date to me, bitch. I don't know what to tell you. That sounds like a date to me.
Now we're in the cafe, their usual spot, and Noah's feedback on Wade's script is that it could use a little oomph, maybe making one of the characters gay. Wade laughs us off immediately, telling Noah that he always wants to make a character gay. They have a little back and forth about it, Noah coming for Wade for writing black characters and how that doesn't mean he's defined by that.
I write white characters too.
I write straight characters too. I was always taught to follow my passions. Creatively.
Wade then delivers the most homoerotic stare I've ever seen, and definitely the most homoerotic stare that has been showcased in this show so far. This is the first inkling that Wade might not be as straight as he claims. He like boys, Susan. He like boys. To recover from this alphabet mafia behavior, he does the most obvious rubbernecking to a passing waitress. Like, sir, you are in public. Get your ass back in the conversation. You're being rude to several people right now. This lack of decorum leads Noah to ask Wade what kind of girls he likes. And he's like, I like all girls. Because he's a straight man and he's sitting with his gay friend and he must prove how straight he is. He says Halle Berry is the most beautiful woman in the world. And I will say in the year of our Lord 2023, she is still gorgeous. We live.
She could play with my monster's balls anytime.
However, I wanted to make it clear that I want Wade tried and convicted for this line. Thank you so much.
Noah admits that if he was straight, he probably shmang on Halle too. She's gorgeous. We stand Halle Berry in this house. Noah immediately Uno reverses this conversation and asks Wade who he would do if he were gay. Wade must have had a reverse card himself because he immediately flips it back on Noah. Noah says LL or Vin Diesel because, again, 2005. Even though both of them looking okay. Good for y'all.
Even though LL, you will not be forgiven for your crimes for participating in the song Accidental Racist. I won't forget it and I won't forgive.
Wade then drones on like, if I had to be in a situation in which I had to trip and have sex with a guy, making a show of it. He then proceeds to describe Noah exactly.
He'd be a real fit, tight body, petite type, with a nice booty and a lot of hair. Something I could hold on to.
After Noah literally chokes, Wade asks Noah where he likes to hang out. Noah gives a list of queer events that happen in the city, and at the sound of Metrosexual Wednesday, Wade establishes plans for them to go. And Noah is a little confused, but he's rocking with it. We then move on to crown a new winner for most homoerotic stare seen in this show.
Mocha ice blended. Hold the cream.
I'd love to.
The lead of Wade's attraction is not very buried or subtle, and this scene makes me laugh out loud every time I see it. Also, Noah's face here, new reaction meme just dropped. I love this. Now we cut to our friends helping load things into Chance's new home. We discuss Wade. Alex and Ricky and Noah are talking about Wade's sexuality and if they're sure he's straight, because I would be a little on the fence too, bitch. And Chance is just trying to get his color-coded boxes into his new home, which I respect that. Chance is a real one for that. Like, y'all came to help me. Can we please please. Alex struggles with a box, but here comes Trey looking as big and strong as ever. Then Eddie is on screen for about 2 seconds and he's already making mistakes.
Eddie, no! Not that box. These are my special dishes, the fornicetti. Please hold this box from the bottom.
We also get a glimpse of the new stepdaughter.
Little Egypt is so Caillou. How old is she now, 4?
Her name is Kenya. This is a recurring gag, and it makes me giggle every time. Ricky is not even raining on Chance's parade. He is curb stomping on it. There are several points in the show where Ricky expresses his opinions on relationships and monogamy, and it never contributes anything positive to the conversation, even though his friends all at some point are in committed long-term relationships that he has little to no respect for. Alex lets Ricky and the rest of his friends know that him and Trey are not to be trifled with, and they are still hot and heavy and in love and monogamous. Clear her, drag her. Then Ricky just takes a chance to talk about Chance and his relationship and talking about how he believes that he's moving in with Eddie too fast because they've only been together for 6 months. And he's talking like Chance is not right there. Like, come on. Chance defends his rapid courtship and says that when you know it's right, you just know. We get our first look at Ricky's store, whose management structure is curious at best, but it is further curious when you have an employee who is heavily hitting on Rick. And Ricky is trying to put up this front that he is not interested. Even though the rest of his friends are oogling at this man, Ricky says that he is not going to be sleeping with this employee because it is against employee policy.
Was it against company policy with Michael, Darius, Wesley, Giancarlo?
It's a new policy.
Alex and the other guys throw down some money to bet that Ricky will in fact be bending that policy faster than he will bend that man over a counter. Chance then has a moment with the sweetest old black man ever in existence, who also happens to be his landlord. I love this old man. I do. He fills his Morgan Freemanian purpose of being old, black, and wise to see if Chance is really ready for the sleep. He lets Chance keep his keys until the end of the month because he's a benevolent soul before anything else. Chance isn't quite ready to let go of this life he's established, and I think that's a fair part in a big transition, even if you feel extremely sure about it. Alex and Noah are on the phone talking about Wade, where Alex shucks off the paws of his big strong man to ask Noah if he's really sure Wade is straight, because he doesn't know many straight men who are trying to get turned at the gay club. I do personally have a couple of straights I will let come with me to the gay club, but it's not many, and extremely few have asked me to go. It's usually if they ask me where I want to go, I'm going to suggest the gay spot. The drinks are stronger and the company's better. Noah asks for Alex's secrecy, where Alex says, of course, because I got a man to get up under.
Chance, girl, guess what Noah just told me?
Noah and Wade have their definitely platonic and not gay in any way hangout session where they review each other's writing while sitting closely together on a love seat in fascination. Well, at least half-hearted fascination. Noah looks like he'd be more interested in taxes than this movie. Also, this movie's dialogue is so funny to me. It's like giving off-brand Bad Boys, like disgruntled gentlemen, like, if you will.
You got 2 minutes to defuse this bomb, or we're both gonna be thrown to smithereens.
Back at the store, Ricky is yet again faced with the obvious advances of this little gay dancing boy, Dwayne. That policy looms over his head, and he again mentions that he will not be getting down with employees. I am so sorry, but the way this music cuts in makes me want to cry laughing every time, and it is on my short list of accidental masterpieces.
You can't quit. Why not? Because you're fired.
I know you really wanna hit the stage and gonna.
Alex rushes back out to his man with the tea successfully dispersed, but Trey is asleep. Trey is fully asleep. How long were you on that phone, Alex? How long were you on that phone talking shit when you weren't even supposed to be? You weren't even supposed to be. Anywho, back at the store, Ricky says he should turn the camera off, and Dwayne's like, nah, leave it on, dog.
Leave it on, dog.
I killed that. I thought it was going to be a bigger plot point later, like Ricky would have to be held accountable in some way. Not at all. Not comes up one other time where Ricky is looking at the camera, and I'm not even sure that's a hookup with Dwayne that he's viewing, so it's unethical, probably, but if he could have consented, I don't have the time to break down the HR nightmare that is Ricky's store, so. Noah wakes up at the end of the movie due to Wade's clapping and not even artfully napping. This man is fully relaxed. That is conked out. Lying out his ass about enjoying it. Like, sir, you weren't even awake.
And thanks for showing me your student film. It was cool. Very edgy.
But you liked it, right?
Noah, you are not in the place to get touchy about whether he enjoyed your work or not, because you couldn't even be politely conscious for his movie. Also, is it time to crown a new winner for most homoerotic stare in the show? Because Wade, what the fuck is this? If someone looked at me like this, I would assume a violin, balloons, and my closest friends were around the corner, because you look like a nigga that's in love, and that's ready to propose. I do not think the leaning head tilt while looking into each other's eyes thing has ever been used in a just friends manner. Noah forgets Wade is presumably straight for a second, likely due to this hearts a flutter ass gaze, and invites him to stay the night.
Where would I sleep?
I don't know. My bed's pretty big, and I don't mind sharing.
Ultimately, he decides to get up and head out for the night. Wade confirms that they're still on to go out on Wednesday with 3 leg taps, 3 more than necessary to communicate this information, by the way. I will say, it was like that last one was a gripper. He wanted to stay the night. He wanted to stay the night. Ricky, subverting direct responsibility and accountability, rehires Dwayne, mostly because he needs the staff and he's potentially offended that he got asked about him.
So you gonna let me get this next time?
Actually, that's exit only, and you're rehired, so get back to work.
In the next scene, Noah drags Ricky for doing loopholes for Hole, but the guys allow Ricky to swindle them out of the money since Dwayne wasn't technically employed. And if we want to talk particulars, Ricky said he wouldn't sleep with him, not whether if he was employed or not, so I'd be having him run my money. No, y'all were way too forgiving. Maybe I got more healing to do. I don't know. Ricky explains his justification for his promiscuity.
How come if you always want to have sex with the same guy, that's good? But if you want to get it on with a bunch of different guys, it's bad.
After this, we get a sample of Chance being a little overwhelmed with the new adjustments that he's having to make in his life. And Ricky gets all smug about it, about Chance being smothered, which I honestly think this tension comes from having all these people in his house all at once. So obviously, Eddie and Kenya are a part of that, but they refrain for 12 seconds. Y'all are a part of the problem. Y'all are a part of the noise. Ricky calls monogamy monogicide when Chance does explain that there is an adjustment period because this is Ricky's personality. I don't care that Ricky likes to fuck. I really don't. If you want to pound on every hole from this side of the Mississippi, that is fine by me. But you, let me not get on this chant. I would hit this nigga with some grits, low key, at this point, because you in my kitchen talking shit. Meanwhile, in this same kitchen, Ricky is fixing Trey's laptop. Also so happens to be on a site called Hotmail Booty. He's running a virus scan on it while also perusing the LA area's biggest backsacks. Alex speaks over and asks about his screen name.
Your screen name is Big Papa?
No. Your man's screen name is Big Papa.
After the community, Alex plays it off saying that he's aware of this profile and immediately eats the hot seat to Noah. After the discussion of is you or is you not gay surrounding Wade, Ricky suggests snooping around the apartment, which Alex co-signs on.
If I have to resort to snooping to get a boyfriend, then he's not worth having.
How would you know? You've never had a boyfriend.
Oh, got her a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Just a little bit low key. Just a little bit. Wade opens up the door looking like the snack that smiles back. Or you know what you were doing in this towel. Noah notices. Noah succumbs to the idea of snooping and brings up the friends. Alex suggests that we start with the pictures. Ricky says to look for the adult videos, which we do find some that could be telling.
Women, but doggy. Inconclusive.
Chance suggests the books. Like, what are you reading, sir? What are you reading? How are you enriching your brain mentally? However, the most information comes when we review the music.
Janet, Mariah, Whitney, Diana Ross.
Wade comes from behind him while he's on the phone, and let me tell you, I'd pass away and piss on that floor and never look back. He hangs up the phone and is like, yeah, I love Diana Ross. She's one of my favorites. But Wade says that it's an ex-girlfriend's music, so any gay points have been wiped from the board at this time, and he even offers for Noah to take it. This part 1 of the 2-parter comes to an end when we see them preparing to go out. Part 2. We open at the club and Noah and Wade have gotten their first round. Noah is taken aback by the amount of alcohol, which is confusing because were you not here when these drinks were made and also ordered? Like, I'm a little, you know what? Anyway, Noah's friends enter their Judas era by pulling up to the bar for the sole purpose of being nosy and to be included in expositional introductions post-opening credits. Shout out to these little go-go dancers because they are go-going. They are working for them little dollars and and the choreo is there. It's like choreo, but the choreo is still there. It's kind of nice to see this space full of black queer folks going ham to so painfully 2004 music. Growing up, I got to see plenty of depictions of straight club scenarios, and it's refreshing to kind of see a queer spin on this. They head to the dance floor to continue their conversation because, as we all know, all enriching and coherent conversation can happen in the middle of a bunch of people throwing ass in front of speakers. Wade asks about his friends, and wow, here come those expositional intros that somebody talked about. Chance teaches something.
What was it, dear? Economics!
At UCLA. And is seen wiping his glass with a napkin like a nerd. Him and Noah met while Noah was doing a grad seminar, and they became friends after Noah finished. Ricky is politely described as free-spirited as he tongue fucks someone briefly at the bar. They met in a club, an interaction we'll hear more about in the next episode. Alex, shown getting his life and throwing his ass like he should be, works in an HIV clinic, and Noah met him when he got his first test. Main character intro is complete. Wade and Noah continue to dance as Alex, Chance, and Ricky observe from a respectable distance at the bar. Eyeing Noah the entire time, Wade proclaims that it gets a tad warm in the vicinity, conveniently after a shirtless man tries to get Noah's attention.
Damn, it's hot in here.
Alabama beats.
Definitely not straight guy behavior.
Following this, he tries to get Noah's shirt off. Noah timidly bobs along until he's in the right place for the blocking to have Wade strip him properly of his shirt. And his friends are watching all this unfold. They are now buckle to buckle. Some careless whispers are exchanged and Noah sprints to the bathroom. Alex recognizes this call to action and gets everyone to head there. Noah is sitting on the sink when his friends enter the bathroom and they ask what the fuck just happened, because we also want to know what the fuck just happened. And we get clued in on what Wade said to Noah.
You know I find you sexually enticing, right?
This is a wild way to tell someone you want to fuck them, by the way. I don't know if this flowery language is meant to make this sound like less of an invitation to do butt stuff, but Ricky breaks it down in more layman's terms.
He wants to screw him.
Ricky.
Okay, he wants to blow.
What else did he say, Noah?
Wade follows this admission of attraction by proposing Lonely Island rules because
It's not gay when it's in a three-way.
Noah lets his friends know that Wade has a stripper friend that would be invited to this trisexual tryst. Noah gets a survey from his friends, and Alex and Chance are team TTYL on the DL, saying it's not worth it. Ricky, being Ricky, has another opinion, saying if he's gonna get the D, it doesn't matter if the V is also there. It's just like a little alphabet soup, like a little alphabet sex soup. After being told to resist temptation, Noah leaves the bathroom to receive a shot. Is that hypnotic? Are y'all drinking hypnotic straight? Were y'all okay in 2004? Y'all can speak up. This is a safe place. Noah folded faster than an omelet, which we see a varied array of reactions from his friends. The next day, we see Chance lounging on this extremely nice sofa in his old apartment with a boombox that I believe he stole from my mother's living room. Like, that is literally, I think, the one that she had. And some wine. He gets a call from Eddie, who asks where he is, and he does the most logical thing: lie. Noah comes in with a Bantu Nights, I see you, to visit after seeing Chance's car outside, and they take a moment to talk about Chance's real feelings about this move. Domesticity is wearing on Chance's patience, and Noah levels with his friend to say if he's not ready for all this family life, the most fair thing to do is to tell Eddie. I ultimately think that this is a really sweet moment between Noah and Chance, and it's definitely one of my favorite interactions between them in the show. I think Noah gives Chance the space to be a bit more honest about how he's feeling about this situation, more so than he can do in a group, especially with Ricky hating at every corner. Come on, girl, you gotta be better. Alex is putting the aggressive in passive aggressive while talking to Trey. Alex sees out a mean bang.
Big Papa.
So it is obvious that Alex had no clue about Trey's online profile and that he's very not chill with it. Trey pauses and defends himself, saying that he only uses the site to chat online with a smidgen of webcam. And he says it's merely interactive corn. Alex does not consider it harmless fun and very much considers it cheating. Trey instead doubles down, saying that Alex should be understanding due to his work at the clinic.
The worst thing about this is not that you're doing it, is that you have a secret sex life and it doesn't include me.
Well, you know what the worst thing for me is? That I have to have a secret sex life that doesn't include you.
Trey really thought he ate here. If you were on the internet showing whole without telling me, it feels a little like cheating, babes. And also, those are parameters that you should discuss with your partner. Trey, you're my favorite husband. You should not be acting like this.
Learn something from this.
but if we're going to do even the slightest defense, his profile does say that he is already in a relationship and that he's only looking for cyber sex. But the part where it's like, let's be discreet is a little shaky. I don't know. I would have an attitude. Maybe I got more healing to do because this would not be it for me. We cut to Chance going back home, fully prepared and charged up to have this conversation about the living situation and how it has been a bit of a strain for him. Eddie cuts him off to show Chance the new dedicated space that Eddie has crafted for him, so he can have an area that is just for him, so he can have some respite from the rest of the home. This just makes Chance turn to his man and kiss him and casually slide those keys back in his pocket, which is a signal to us that conversation is not happening today. What does one wear to a half-hearted threesome? Noah is figuring that out before heading to Wade's. He brings flowers and champagne, which is nicer than what I got from my first. Entering from the left, we meet Brandy wearing this brown mesh top with the black bra that is painfully early on, but honestly, I kind of live. And Noah's face is processing her presence, forgetting that there was a companion for this quest. And here's the thing, sir, you knew what this was. Like, you go to Waffle House and wonder why they ain't got pancakes. Like, you knew that this was a part of the deal. Noah runs to the bathroom really quick to call Ricky for advice, and I have no idea why Ricky would be his very first call, but I don't know how their phone tree system works, so I can't talk about it too much. Ricky fully answers mid-hookup to some anonymous impatient man. This is not going to be the last time that Ricky does this, and I don't know what kind of niggas you hooking up with, but I find that to be extremely rude. I would be packing up my pussy and going home if you were having a full-on conversation during us hooking up. Ricky then goes on to deliver some sage advice.
Go for it.
Ricky.
And promptly hangs up to proceed with his own evening plan. Sir, you shouldn't even picked up the phone. I don't know why we did this. Noah comes out and tries to make a little small talk, trying to get a little bit more comfortable.
So, Wade tells me you're a stripper.
It turns out that Wade invited a Paramount exec, effectively his boss, to a threesome. And he's like, oh, I told her how talented you are. You expect me to work with this woman after this? Ricky cherry picking bottoms on Melrose to hire and have sex with, that's one thing. Still ethically and probably legally wrong. But this is an established studio. They definitely have human resources and they definitely hate you. Also, this is totally Wade's fault. You told him that she was a stripper. That is what you established. That is the lore that you told him. So he was just trying to be inquisitive and learn more about her craft. After some light and awkward flirting, he starts to feel a little bit sheepish, and Noah asks to use the bathroom once again.
You just went to the bathroom.
I know. Bladder problems.
Noah calls Ricky again, still mid-makeout, demanding some advice. Alex was enjoying some cyber sex in the kitchen, where he and Trey find some common ground and make up. Again, this would not be an easy resolution for me, but you know, they find some commonality amongst each other and they're happy, and so fuck it, I'm happy. They start doing their own camming, which is like cute little foreplay, not gonna lie, it's giving Doja. When Ricky adds Alex to the call. Again, Ricky, can you please let this young man who you are trying to be inside of go get a refreshment or something? Because if you are insistent on having this conversation, at least let him do that. Alex pulls out a meet I told you so for the ages, and Noah whines that he really does like Wade, and Ricky still advocates for this devil's threesome because he might have fun.
Y'all doing stunts and shows. I need to get some reinforcement. Hold on.
Chance swims out of his lover's embrace mid-thought tub session to join this romper room bullshit with his own I told you so's, and Ricky suggesting to pretend Wade just has some spare parts, one including Brandy's devil's purse.
Ugh. Ew.
Oh my God. What if I have to go south of the border?
Wade calls out Noah's name, and it is now decision time. He hangs up with them, and the rest of them get back to their own sex lives. And also, if I'm not nigga with Ricky, I'm tossing his phone in the register because you not finna continue to disrespect me like this. They have a drink ready for him because they can sense that he's a little nervous. And Noah must have the tolerance of a baby hamster because he instantly starts feeling a little lit.
You know, you were really pretty.
Thank you. So are you.
And then they kiss. Noah and Brandy kiss. Also, shout out to the song that's playing. I love the song of the scene. There's a lot of music in this show that is still very much in the time capsule that is 2004, but some of it has aged extremely well. The song is Afterglow by Michelle Negaticello. I cannot get enough of it. It hits so exponentially good. I had to dig to find out what this song was. They're also a composer for the show, so listed in the credits. Noah gets a little scoop of boob by accident, and he retracts his hand, but Brandy puts it right back. Brandy's like, what it is, ho, know what's up. Brandy is the representative of the audience as she tries to get the boys to kiss, which Wade redirects. After Noah and Brandy are trying to be active participants of this, Wade turns the lights back on and turns on this banger of a track. Wade says that they should stop and ask Brandy to give Noah and him some space to talk. Brandy then gives her business card to Noah, probably because she was having a great time, and heads out. Wade's excuse is that he could tell Noah wanted to kiss him while he was kissing Brandy. Like, yeah, nigga, why else are we here? You invited a homosexual man to a threesome because you found him sexually enticing. So now you were surprised when he won a whittle kiss? He just wanted a whittle kiss. He says he's never kissed a guy before and he doesn't know if he wants to. And Noah gets up and is frustrated, which is fair because you want to talk about bait and switch. This is a reference because a script that Wade has written is bait and switch, but you don't know that yet, so that's why I'm telling you. So you want to talk about bait and switch, nigga? Like, Noah's frustrated and Wade fires back saying he stopped it because Noah was uncomfortable, and Noah was giving extremely comfortable.
You stopped it because you were uncomfortable. I was doing fine.
Drag him because you were absolutely correct. Noah expresses that they should stop hanging out because he's catching feelings and he doesn't know how to process it if Wade is really straight. Noah turns his back, and before he can leave, Wade turns around and gives him a whittle kiss. Wade has never kissed a guy before, but he is leading into it quite well because he scoops Noah's ass up and takes him to the bedroom, and then they do bedroom things. Bedroom things. Okay, I don't know. But, I thought, it was like, I have a script. My neurodivergent mind can't lose focus if there's a script. That was a lie. That was such a lie. I don't know why I did that to myself. I do want to take a second to talk about, just how revolutionary this scene is. It's obviously, it just seems like, it's a sex scene, but it is a gay sex scene between two black men, during the Bush administration. That is impressive. And you have these two black men in an intimate scene that's not being played for laughs, and they're just both main characters, and it's just joyful, and it just sparks joy. And I think seeing that representation for young queer folks like myself, even seeing this show as someone who is a cisgender woman who likes women and men when I feel like it. I think that it's just important to see that we can be loud, queer, and open, and have the scenes that have been afforded to heterosexual people on TV for years at this point. Later in the evening, Noah goes to answer a call in the closet from the guys that simply would have been a text to the group chat for me. I am not answering this call at this time. I'm so sorry. But they do call because they're nosy. And, I would be nosy too. And also, hey, there's that video of Ricky having sex in his store. I don't know if that's Dwayne or the other guy, but it's, again, unethical. I don't have time to break this down. I just wanted to mention it. Anyways, Noah lets him know that him and Wade had sex with no extra party members.
You let him get your bujanas.
Yes, Alex, I let him get my bujina.
Noah's unpacking his feels with his friends, and Wade shared with him earlier in the evening, post-coitus, that he does feel good, but he also feels scared, but mostly good. Noah lets him know that he will protect him, but Noah also shares that he's wondering who is going to protect him. His friends hit him with a mean duh, us, bro, what the fuck you thought this was?
And what I didn't say was I'm scared too.
That makes 4 of us.
And this concludes our 2-part opener. So we got to meet our colorful cast of characters. We got introduced to their life and their loves. And we've established several character dynamics and laid the groundwork for the plot for the rest of the season. When I show Noah's Ark to people, we usually do the first 3 episodes. They want to see what happens next. It's ridiculous and it's wonderful and it's funny and it's silly, but it's also a show that has a lot of heart to it. There's a special chemistry with this cast. They feel like real life friends, and Noah and Wade feel like real real life lovers, even though Jensen Atwood, though a strong ally of the LGBTQ community, is a straight man. Whether you buy the acting at all times or not, it's a group of friends that I can see myself hanging out with, or I can see them out at the bar. Like, I can visualize that. And we get to meet Brandy, who, spoiler alert, is one of my faves in the series, in the franchise, in the everything. Episode 3 is Don't Mess With My Man. This episode title is from Nivea's song, Don't Mess With My Man. And we will see some men that potentially get messed with. We enter the kitchen post sexcapades with a giggling Noah and Wade, and they're kissing gleefully and they're having a wonderful time. And they have worked up an appetite from touching each other's bits a lot. They're talking about what to make for breakfast.
You want something to eat?
Your turn.
Noah lets it be known that it is time to reciprocate, sir. You gotta reciprocate. Which Wade isn't quite ready to tackle pole polishing, but he is ready to go in on some groceries, like Kroger got a 50% off sale. But since Noah has been in a haze, apparently, he totally forgot that he had Sunday plans. His friends come in with the fixings for brunch.
I'm doing omelets!
Girl, no, you're not anymore. Them eds are definitely shattered. Wade gets his tongue back in his mouth and sprints out of view.
Looks like somebody started eating without us.
Noah goes to comfort Wade in his embarrassed state, explaining that it's his turn to host brunch and that they can let themselves in because they all have keys to each other's apartments. Outside, Chance and Alex are smirking and giggling as they prepare brunch.
I made candied yams for brunch. Yams is a new brunch food. Old magazine girl.
Noah begs Wade to come out and eat with them so he can get to know them. He is finally persuaded by a well-placed tongue lick, and the most awkward brunch on this side of WeHo begins. Noah offers to go first when they're talking about recapping their weeks, but Alex stops him, letting them know we literally done been all up in your business.
But I want more in-depth details.
With what, a proctoscope?
We catch up with Ricky, whose store clerk, Dwayne, has now fled to go dancing with a trending diva of the time, leaving a vacancy at his store. Noah jokes that he will need a new employee to sexually harass. I just want an investigation. I want someone to sue. I want him to be accountable because this behavior is not necessary. You can go get dick anywhere you want. Why does it need to be where you work? It own and operate. Terminology gets thrown around and Wade gets a little confused at tossing salad and shyly turns his face away from the table. While Wade has gotten to interact with Noah, obviously, in a gay way, he hasn't really explored what, like, the queer thing means for him or, like, how he engages with the community. One thing I would like to see in the new content that's coming up, thank you, Patrick, for confirming that, where Wade is coming from, being a late bloomer gay black man in a context that exists outside of their relationship. Ricky and Noah are joking about Ricky's active sex life when Noah gets grabbed and nuzzled into Ricky's chest, telling him to suck the nipple. This seems like a running gag for them and something they're obviously comfortable doing within their friendship, but a totally super not jealous Wade slams his fist into the table like a super reasonable adult and says he has to go to the bathroom. Just because I can empathize with Wade's plight does not mean I have to agree with how he's communicating. So Noah goes to follow Wade into the bathroom to inquire how Wade took that interaction, and Wade plays it off super cool, saying it doesn't bother him anyway. He's fine.
Besides, been there, done that. Now come back to brunch. We're almost done.
These words do not exactly fill Wade with comfort, and he takes a very loud door slam exit that Noah explains away with a quick little lie. We move into unpacking Alex's troubles with Trey, all linked to Trey getting overinvested into their cyber sex that they've been having. To try to wean him off of it, he tries to introduce some spicy toys into their life. This results in Trey becoming overenthusiastic now about the toys and bringing home a new one each week. This includes a vibrating strap, like, which Trey, who's that for? Who's wearing it? I'm curious. I just have questions. Noah also prods Chance about him keeping his apartment, but Chance says he will take care of the next day. So now we go to Ricky interviewing a carousel of people, mostly men, all thirsty. Ricky is also sending the most mixed of messages because you were chatting to them like you want some dick, not an associate. We finally meet Raphael, who is no nonsense. At Raphael's curt responses, Ricky hires him, noting himself,
"What's life without a little challenge?"
I want a challenge. I want the challenge of a full-scale investigation done at the store by someone. Chance meets up with my grandfather, his landlord, and finally lets go of the keys to his old place. Jumping feet first into this new life with Eddie and Kenya. And then, let me find Christ in this moment. Let me find him, because I'm about to yell. Chance then goes to Eddie's job with a lovely dessert. Got Eddie's favorite dessert, which happens to be chocolate cheesecake. And despite him being out of the office, he opts to leave it for him with a note. Whilst doing this, he accidentally bumps Eddie's mouse to see a message from an account called DL Thug Lover with an address and a time. And Chance is taken aback. We are taken aback. And his job also should be taken aback, because why are you having these conversations on a work computer? Chance meets with his friends for lunch to vent about this. And Noah is trying hard to give Eddie the benefit of the doubt, but honestly, I'm on team Alex.
It was me. I was just rounding up the girls and going over there and wreck shop.
Noah says just to talk to him, but their conversation is briefly interrupted when Wade decides to practice some healthy communication.
Been there, done what?
This has obviously been burning a hole in him since Noah said it earlier, and he's asking for clarification. So we get a flashback scene with Ricky in these clip-on bangs that deserve to be burned in the hottest pits of hell, and Noah meeting for the first time. And after groping each other on the dance floor, they go back to Ricky's store because, like, nigga, do you own a house? And before anything major can happen, Noah in his pants. This surprisingly does not comfort Wade in the slightest. And he poses that Noah finished so suddenly because he was so attracted to Ricky. And Noah just says that he was just a drunk noob. He just couldn't control himself in that situation because he was just inexperienced. And then Wade asks if Ricky got the chance to finish, and Noah says no. And Wade takes that to mean that Ricky is still waiting for his turn to get his. Noah tells him to squash it, and Wade's like, why? What did I say? Who's worried? Jealous ass nigga. They start to make afternoon plans, which Ricky takes as an opportunity to come join in on the conversation.
Is that Wade? Ask him when to do that threesome.
Okay, so I have historically not been on Ricky's side for a lot of this so far, but I will say I be fucking with Wade too. I don't know what your intentions are with my friend, so I'll be poking the bear a little bit. I'll be poking it. Straight ass nigga. Back at Ricky's store, he's fantasizing about Raphael because he doesn't want to own a store. He just wants to own a bathhouse. Ricky, just buy a bathhouse. We get our first glance at Romeo, who supplies his clothing for the store and also slides Noah a cute little sweater because Ricky's hardline in business is giving his friends discounts, I suppose. I'm not saying you have to give your friends discounts, but if you are just using your store as a place to hook up with men with reckless abandon, the least you could do is give your friends a little 15er. Ricky and Noah start to circulate around the store, and Ricky is talking about Raphael's salesman abilities and deems him a little asexual because Raphael isn't approaching him, because how could he not? Noah switches topics to tell Ricky to calm down with the touching interactions around Wade. Ricky does get a little upset by this ask to change his behavior, all for a man.
All these years we've been friends, you've never minded it.
Well, I didn't have a boyfriend then.
Oh, he's your boyfriend now. Does he know that?
Again, I'm kind of on Ricky's side here because do y'all go together like that? I mean, you've been comfy with Ricky all these years, and the catalyst to this change is a man, a DL man. Ricky shares his concerns that Wade might go back to women and wants to protect his friend's feelings.
So I guess it's not okay for me to do this. Or this. Or wait! Just in time for that threesome. It's the gay way, you know.
We go back to Chance's house just in time to see Eddie lying his light-skinned ass off, and he does indeed have plans, and he's heading out of the house. Whilst his boyfriend reads to his daughter. He says he's going to a retirement party.
Who's retiring?
Agnes.
I would love to know the explanation of Agnes's screen name being DL Thug Lover. Chance doesn't admit to knowing anything, instead waiting for Eddie to admit to anything, and he doesn't. Trey and Alex have a mini red room set up in their bedroom, complete with a secret gift that Trey delivers before heading into the shower. Alex laments that he is not putting on whatever is in that box before he gets a call from Chance. Chance lets him know that he has dropped Kenya off at the sitter, and he is in the car ready to ride and find Eddie.
Where are you now? Outside your building?
Back at Ricky's store, Noah's trying to explain to Wade that him and Ricky were just playing around. If it looks suggestive, it wasn't. Wade, again being so super adult about this, says he's fine, not to expect him to join in on any threesomes. Noah clarifies, because obviously it needs clarifying, that it is a joke. And I will say the joke is less funny if you do have to explain it, but like, you know. Wade throws Ricky's sentence back at Noah saying, "It's the gay way, ain't it?" And Noah reminds the audience and Wade that he was heterosexually proposing a threesome less than an episode ago.
And why are you so quick to believe stereotypes about gay men? You wouldn't believe those kinds of stereotypes about black people.
Because I am black, so I know better.
Wait, I don't want to make any assumptions or nothing, but straight men don't usually have extremely gay sex happily and frequently. So maybe we have some things to unpack. Noah is baffled and explains that Ricky just doesn't want to see him get hurt. And Wade tries to add some assurance that he's trying and it's not Ricky's business anyway, which I fervently disagree. And so does Noah, because Ricky and Noah are best friends. Of course, you're going to have some investment in your friend's well-being. So Noah goes to grab Wade's hand and they're holding hands and Noah is trying to level with him, trying to get Wade to see him where he is in his perspective. Wade undoes any progress he has made in the last 3 minutes by literally throwing Noah's hand at the sight of Ricky. You raggedy bitch. Ricky announces that they're getting picked up for an emergency since the friends just called. However, before exiting the store, Ricky is in disbelief when he sees Romeo collecting the digits from Raphael. The trio loads into the minivan with Alex, Trey, and Chance. Ricky complains about Romeo grabbing Raphael's attention, calling him a hoe for going out to several gay bars each week, even though he be there his damn self. So, pot me kettle. Noah speculates that Ricky is only upset because Romeo is a bit flamboyant. And Ricky's ego is not processing this well at all, and Wade is visibly annoyed. Noah observes how hood the area code they're entering is, and Wade and Ricky continue to bicker over his lap about jealousy, Ricky does get rightfully dragged by Alex, saying that some men appreciate
tank full of sugar. Right, Pookie?
That's right, baby.
Chance is clearly over their droning. Everyone has forgotten the plot of this movie, and we are here to see if Chance's man is a philanderer. This Scooby Gang works their way up the driveway after parking, and Chance goes all the way up front row seats at the window to see his lying boyfriend, whom he just uprooted his life for, underneath another man.
You know I'm down with that thug love.
Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Chance silently makes his way to the car and his friends argue about what he should do in the situation. Alex is saying that he needs to go in and regulate. Trey says that he just need to calm down. They start arguing amongst themselves. During this kerfuffle, Chance turns on the car and makes a very, very sharp left and plows his newly purchased minivan through the living room. Well, Eddie and DLTL are on the couch staring down the drywall coated vehicle.
Eddie, we need to talk.
I need to discuss how Doug Spearman consistently delivers some of my favorite line reads in this series. The freezing coldness in his voice makes me cackle because Eddie know he done fucked up. Eddie know he done fucked up, right? Some time passes and Trey is talking to Mr. Thug Lover as Noah and Alex try to comfort Chance and create a story for an excuse. And Chance doesn't fucking care. He's like, yes, I admit it. I did it and I'd do it again. Trey has successfully talked the guy down. This guy, he's 22, he's closeted and doesn't want the neighborhood to find out. So he's going to commit just a teensy bit of insurance fraud, then they can leave. Ricky and Wade also get a chance to talk about the Wade-Noah relationship, which, whoa? Nade? I'm open to ideas. Ricky tells Wade if he plans to hurt Noah that he should just do it now while he can still take it. And Wade tells Ricky to back off with the touchy McFeelies around Noah, since it seems to Wade that Ricky is trying to act like he is his man.
Someone has to.
Why should that someone be you?
Who else is it gonna be? You?
I think it is fair to give someone space who's emerging out of the closet for them to do so at their own pace, and having friends like Ricky who love the chance to provoke can't make it easy. However, Ricky being protective of his friend and not changing their dynamic for the comfort of a man that can't stomach to hold his hand in public, also fair. They head to the minivan with Trey in the driver's seat. Eddie makes a last-ditch effort to talk to Chance and explain himself, but Chance tells Trey to drive. In the backseat, Ricky attempts to put his arm around Noah, but Wade slides in before he can get it all the way around. Noah, Alex, and Ricky are conferencing about Chance and wondering what he's going to do. I also really do love the moment where Noah replaces Wade's sports magazine with a book called The Joy of Gay Sex. He said, "You're going to learn today." What I like even more that Wade is trying to be open to learning, and look at that little tongue. He twisted about. He's trying to learn something. He's trying to learn something freaky. Ricky bitterly spies on a tape that has Romeo and Raphael kissing in the store as he again lets people know that monogamy is done and blah blah blah. Find a new song, Ricky. This one is getting old. Alex did indeed put on what Trey bought him. Come on, little S&M diva. Na na na, come in, come in. And Noah is the only one holding out hope that Chance is gonna work it out with Eddie, saying that they have a love worth fighting for. However, a knock brings Noah to the door, where he finds Chance sobbing and holding a suitcase. Chance falls into Noah's arms, just breaking down. So we reach the end of episode 3. So Chance and Eddie's relationship is a little bit precarious. Wade is working on being more open with Noah, if only to combat his jealousy of Ricky. Trey and Alex are having kinky sex, and honestly love that journey for them. And Ricky is just Ricky. I will say he will get more opportunities to grow as a person. Whether that growth sticks is neither here or there, but we will get there. We will get there. No, you had a mental health emergency that caused you to not be able to film for 2 days. Anyway, so that's why I look different. I've given you context. I'm going to continue now with the thing I have to do. So episode 4 is titled Don't Make Me Over. Don't Make Me Over is a song released by Dionne Warwick. We start with this queen in this lovely yellow fit and absolutely getting her life. The crew is out giving condoms to the trans sex workers to ensure that they are safe while they are on their shifts. So they definitely use another word here, and I'm not going to say it and I'm not going to showcase it. This show, again, is very of its time in a lot of ways. Just know that anytime that this term is mentioned, I will be using updated terminology as to be able to respectfully address people. Also, I think it is important to mention that in this episode, the lines are blurred between trans women and drag queens, and it might be indicative that the show is indicating that they are one and the same, which is not true. Drag queens can be trans women, but not all trans women are drag queens. With the new content that's being released, I'm sure it will be more updated to the time. Chance's phone keeps ringing, but he keeps sending it to voicemail. Give you 3 guesses who's calling. Alex is reading every other queen that passes by them. Now the host is on the mic and coaxing the audience, asking who would like to sign up for the amateur drag night. Suddenly, the host sees somebody with their hand up, and Noah, Chance, and Ricky turn around to see that it is indeed Alex who is volunteering. Which I could also respect. If you've been talking shit about these queens all night, be prepared to back it up. Alex admits that he has been interested in trying drag. Ricky, being the harbinger of hateration, tells him that he should not tell Trey because Trey will look at him differently. Noah states that putting on a dress doesn't make you any less of a man, which is absolutely correct. Followed by saying there are very masked men in there that love hooking up with trans women. Again, drag queens, trans women, not the same. Ricky then bothers a man who is working security and asks him if he would date a drag queen.
Hell no. It's bad enough I have to work around them.
Then, sir, you can go be a little bitch hater at another job. What is this for? Ricky and him make out, and Ricky grabs his own bit of protection. We could then get to a very weird new character intro. This whole saga. So we hear Chance's phone ring again as he's in the bathroom relieving himself. Then a man asks, "Are you going to answer that?" Now, the logical answer would be no, because I am using the bathroom. I am pissing, so I will return to this call later. But also, why are you invested in this? This has nothing to do with you. However, Chance instead says it's somebody that he doesn't want to talk to. Again, fully pissing into a urinal. Totally fine excuse. But then this man comes up behind Chance and takes his phone out of his pocket, picks up his phone, and brings it to his mouth to make him answer.
Face your fear.
Eddie, it's over.
There is so much odd in this interaction. Chance, overwhelmed, quickly leaves the restroom. Also, you didn't wash your hands, you nasty. I saw that. The man shouts, "You're welcome," because that's appropriate. Sir, I don't know why you think you are owed that, but genuinely beg to differ. He then looks down at his hand and realizes he accidentally committed larceny. Ricky then finishes up making out with the man that is working at a job he hates apparently. And then he gets noticed by Raphael. Raphael questions Ricky's attendance and Ricky shoots it back, finding out that he's there with Romeo. Ricky goes into full pick-me mode, finding out that Raphael open to ideas, are a salad thing. Ricky tells him, as Ricky has told him, okay, I'm going to get really yelly about Ricky in this episode. If the Ricky hive is out there and you're feeling some kind of way about me, I don't necessarily hate Ricky, but I will get really yelly at this nigga this episode. I promise you. I do have friends that have their feelings on Ricky.
Now listen, I have no issue with sex addicts, sluts, skanks, whores, or otherwise identifying people. What I do have issue with are bad friends, bitter bitches, and bullshitters. And Ricky embodies 1, 2, and all 3 of these things. Exhibit A, he is hiring people to fuck in his store as an employer while also talking shit about monogamy to Chance and old Cory Booker looking ass. That's a bad friend. Exhibit B, he is livid that Raphael chose flamboyant-ass Romeo over his goofy, goober-looking ass. You are a bitter bitch, Ricky. And Exhibit C, he is so pissed that everyone is seeing him as a sex addict when he goes out of his way to cement himself in exactly what that is. You are a bullshitter, Ricky. Come up off it, damn it.
I also have friends that would fervently defend him. My friend Nick said Noah is a friend of Ricky's for a reason, and it's not just because Ricky's waiting to fuck him. Like, yeah, that almost did happen, obviously, but ultimately they became friends with each other after their awkward encounter, and it's because Ricky's a genuine person and has the ability to not lead with his dick. And he's hilarious. When he puts his dick away, he's smart, focused, and talented, and Noah realized that and doesn't judge him for what he gets into when his dick gets ahead of him. Outside of the first 4 episodes, Ricky's character development is top fucking tier. But within the first 4, he's honest with himself and his friends, and is protective over them in their decision to pull no punches about what he thinks they deserve, and kind of uses himself as a catalyst concerning his friend's decision.
I think that his defense mostly comes with the fact that he's just kind of never let anybody on. He's always been incredibly honest, and not brutally so, although in some cases it has been brutally so, but for the most part it was never brutally so.
Ricky Nation, if you out there, it's not personal. You gotta admit, at this point in time, he deserves to get yelled at just a smidge. Ricky has told us for 3 full episodes now that he is someone that likes to hook up and doesn't like to date, and he doesn't like commitment. However, at Raphael telling him that he is someone that just likes to hook up and he doesn't like to date and he doesn't want commitment, he gets full-blown offended. Chance then goes next to Alex and proceeds to touch things with his unwashed hands when he is greeted by his bathroom buddy. He presents the phone to return to Chance, but then snatches it backwards and demands to know his name. Hello? When this goofy nigga tells him his name? Then he gets the phone back and then gets a business card as a free gift. Hello, T-Money. It's wonderful to meet you. I have so many negative feelings about how this interaction played out, but let's keep it going. Alex is nosy because it's Alex, and he's wanting to know a little bit more about this stranger, saying that he's fine and, quote, thug T bitch down, unquote. Chance has a small outburst about T-Money's appeal, and Alex is a little perplexed, rightfully. He then admits that Eddie has a thug fetish, and that is why he cheated with his boyfriend who he had been living... I can't go down this road again. I have more healing to do. I can't do this. Since he doesn't get that thug from Chance, this caused him to step out. Once the crew walks outside, Chance sighs, and then he goes on about the problem with black gay men and their obsession with thug culture.
It's not just black men. Gay men in general tend to idolize these hyper-masculine ideals. For us, it's homo thugs. For white queens, it's the college jock Abercrombie types. We become completely invested in aping hetero identities.
Chance says it doesn't matter because the bottom line is that Eddie had cheated. Also, I would like to take a second to discuss Noah's fit here, and you know what? I actually love this. I love his hair. I love this camo skirt. I love this leather jacket. I love everything about this. I would wear this today. You know what? I would wear it today. Find me this. Find me this fit. I'll send you my sizes. They're big bitch sizes, but find it. They go over Sunday plans where Noah shares that he's going to be watching football with Wade, convincing him to sub the time with the boys with his boy. The conversation continues when Ricky decides that his insecurities should be the topic of conversation.
I am not a sex addict. Am I?
His friends, with no surprise, share the same sentiments as Raphael, making Ricky even more frustrated, claiming that he does indeed date. His friends remind him that he has been marketing himself as a gay Wilt Chamberlain for a very long time, and has indiscriminate sex often. The latest notch prospect for his belt catches up with Ricky to presumably get folded like a lawn chair.
Carl.
I was thinking, how about dinner and a movie?
So, no hookup tonight?
No hookup tonight.
Carl and the rest of the guys seem a little bit confused, but they rock with it anyway. Noah is over Wade's doing his hair. Noah inquires when he's going to meet the fellas. You know, Wade's fellas. Wade's extremely straight fellas. Wade has been putting this off for at least a week. Wade says he'll see them next on Monday.
But you wouldn't like that.
Why not?
It's a sports bar. Loud, crazy, manly man stuff. Not your style.
Ah! What do you mean, not my style?
I didn't mean it like that. Ow!
I want to go.
But baby, I don't think that. Oh, okay, damn, you could go.
Due to Wade's tenderheadedness, Noah gets an invite. Ricky is struggling to act like he cares about his date when he locks eyes with the waiter. Ricky then creeps his ass to the bathroom to get the speediest blowjob this side of the Rust Belt. Ricky, like, who was this for? Was this necessary? Like, you could have had sex with Carl and then had sex with the waiter, and then we didn't have to do this. It is time for Wade and Noah to go out to meet Wade's friends. Wade picks up Noah and is obviously uncomfortable.
You know what would look really good? If you tried on this jersey I left over here. Oh yeah, that's what's up. Now lose this headband so I can see that sexy fro. Damn, baby. Now you really turning me on.
Wade is still not experienced in broaching this conversation, so instead he masked up Noah to be better suited to be around his friends. We then followed him to the bar to meet Victor, who is randomly played by John Sally, random, and Guy, Wade's totally extremely straight friends, which clash with extremely gay Noah. Conflict! Guy is a breast cancer specialist at a local hospital, and Victor coaches high school basketball, which he should because he is Shaq-ian levels of tall, and he owns the bar. Victor, who we have just established, owns this place, then proceeds to sexually object one of his employees.
Favorite waitress is here tonight, Big Titty Tina.
Where are the people, operations manager? Where are the harassment trainings? I am losing my fucking mind. Noah definitely looks like he's feeling out of place, but still asks for a cocktail of his choice and requests an apple martini. This causes some raised eyebrows, but Wade also orders one to alleviate any stares. We cut back to the restaurant where Ricky finally has a smile on at this dinner, probably related to him giving the waiter an extra tip. He immediately asks for the check, and his date definitely notices that the waiter and Ricky have just been inside of each other energy.
Guess you're really not the dating type, huh?
We've established this already. Ricky, it's your whole thing. You're proud of it. You are the Blanche. You are the Samantha. This is fine. But for some reason, you wanted to be holier than thou today? Wade enters Noah's apartment, and he's serving a little butch queen realness, just a little bit. They even got matching cornrows. This puts Noah in a difficult position. He doesn't want to out Wade, but he also has room to be hurt and feeling shoved back into the closet. And Wade is going through this journey, but this doesn't mean that Noah has to go backwards in his own journey. Noah stands up for himself in a very concise speech.
If you're embarrassed to be seen with the real me, then that's on you. But this is me, Wade. Take it or leave it. Where are you going?
I'm leaving it.
Now Noah and Alex are together as Alex practices his makeup. Noah contemplates calling Wade, which he shouldn't, as he's taking out his braids. Alex is way too stressed out to be coherently helpful.
Then call him.
I can't call him. He walks out on me. He's the one who should call.
Then don't call him.
That lash is lashing though. That eyeshadow can use a little bit of love, but that lash, she lashing. Alex then touches up his face and Noah's with a little bit of glitter. Trey gets home a little early and this surprises Alex, so he sprints to the bathroom to take off his makeup. Trey goes into the bedroom and greets Noah and comments on the glitter on his face. Trey says that he believed the best part of being a guy was not having to do all of that crap. It is time for Alex's debut as LaChance. And Noah, Chance, and Ricky go into the club to support their friend. Noah goes backstage to check on Alex, and the struggle is a little real.
I can't do it.
What do you mean?
Translation, I can't do it.
Alex told Trey about the performance, and his response, or the lack thereof, has him scared that he's risking his marriage by going out on stage.
LaChance, you're on in 5.
Ricky and Chance are chatting about Chance's relationship with Eddie, and he is still very assured that he is not going to go back with Eddie. Ricky shoots back, posing the question of if Chance gave Eddie a little thug, does he think he would have cheated? My answer is, does it matter? Eddie, instead of communicating his fetish to his partner, went out on the streets, found a 20-year-old closeted guy to slide up under. The cheating is the main character here. Ricky, you did not eat with this line. Your plate is full. Noah cuts in and takes a shot off the bar, which is poor home training, Noah. You know better than that. And drags Chance and Ricky outside of the dressing room to support Alex.
Go in, bitch. Let have.
Go in, bitch. Let have.
Alex's face is actually kind of cute. I think she's kind of painted here. On stage, Alex is front and center and has 3 familiar backup dancers with him. I've seen this scene a billion times at this point, but the moment where you realize that the backup dancers are his 3 friends still tickles me. The song is Lovin' Is Really My Game, originally performed by Brainstorm, but this version is performed by Mary Ann Tatum, who, fun fact, was a backup singer for Mariah for like over 9 years. Looking the song up as a baby gay inadvertently led me to finding Sylvester the queer disco icon. This dance sequence is everything. However, my suspension of disbelief can only suspend so far. Do you remember when this divas explicitly said,
LaChance, you're on in 5.
Do you mean to tell me that Noah, Ricky, and Chance got into full drag and learned choreo in 5 minutes? And you know what? If this nonsensical time logic is what it costs to have this moment, so be it. If you even watch this show just a smidgen, I highly recommend this episode. Ricky also gets a chance to get in touch with his feminine side during this performance because this girl, she is living. She starts feeling her oats a little too hard though, and Alex has to remind Ricky.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Ricky does get a pretty large tip in his boot after standing for some reason in the middle of the sequence by a cute audience member. And you know, if being a burlesque dancer that occasionally dabbles in the drag scene has taught me anything, a big tipper will be coming to talk to you after the show. And my favorite part is that Trey is in the front row, ready with a tip and a kiss. I know that's right. You better be a drag husband. Spoiler alert, this is the only time we see Alex in drag for the entire series. And that makes me really sad, actually. I would love to see Alex back in drag in the new content. Maybe having a little drag daughter, you know. Everyone shares a toast after the show, and Trey is completely enamored by the way Alex looks right now.
How about you let me get you out of it at home?
Were you freaky?
Chance determines that he has to go talk to Eddie. I don't know why he feels like he has to do this right now, but post-drag show clarity will do that to you, I suppose. Now that we have a second with just Ricky and Noah, I have to mention the complete travesty of the shirt that Ricky is wearing. I have given the show a lot of grace. I have let a lot of fashion crimes slide, given the fact that this show is nearly 2 decades old. But where in the timeline did we decide as a society that tattered chainmail was the thing to set an outfit off? Also, are you wearing a long sleeve shirt under a short sleeve shirt under chainmail? Jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. If I see 80 of y'all in this medieval ass fit from this era, I'm disrespecting your bloodline. And it doesn't even look fitted. Let me stop. Moving on. Ricky makes a suggestion that they should go out, and Noah teases that he'll get left behind the moment that Ricky finds a trick. Ricky takes this information and is wounded. I'm over it. And Noah says he's sorry and that he'll get his stuff and they'll go out. Mr. Big Spender then comes up to Ricky as he is alone at the bar waiting for Noah. This is also another felonious fit. I have to talk about this. A wife beater and an oversized blazer and a beanie? Gen X, you have some explaining to do. Noah comes out to Ricky walking out with this man and is prompted to check his phone. Ricky then leans back into this lifestyle that he's literally been advocating for the entirety of the series, stranding Noah before he could even get back to the bar. We turn to Chance going over Eddie, pushing his way into the kitchen. Eddie is immediately showering Chance with affectionate terms.
Eddie, I want to know why.
Eddie is just like, it's just something I like. It's not all I like, but it's something I like. Chance rightfully calls bullshit because why didn't you just talk to him? And then Eddie says, the audacity of this man, that he didn't want Chance to feel inadequate for not being able to fulfill this need. So cheating is the obvious solution.
You didn't slip and accidentally cheat. You made an appointment. And you know what really sucks about this whole thing? You got caught!
Another golden line read from Doug Spearman. This drag is done so well. Noah is still all done up and he makes it home to see Wade on his doorstep. Wade says that Noah looks gorgeous, but he does like Noah better as a boy. This moment encapsulates that Wade is being more open and understanding to how Noah represents himself. Wade is learning at his own pace. The next Monday arrives and Wade brings Noah to re-meet his friends as a couple. What I'm grateful for is that Wade's friends are immediately understanding and it's not like a whole large drawn out thing. Wade and Guy have a moment and Wade asks if they're all good and Guy confirms that they are indeed all good. Noah fits in well, doing the trash talking, partner thing, getting smiles are all around, and Noah and Wade share a cute little wink. And that concludes episode 4. Wade is making noticeable progress after some character development opportunities. We had a 1 episode arc of Ricky being mad he's seen as this hookup king just to return to being a hookup king. Chance got to read Eddie down, which was fantastic to see. Also, Alex and Trey are just being cute and in love. Alex is debuted in drag and Trey is being cute and supportive. We get introduced to a few new characters and we will see a few of them again. But if you want to see which ones, you'll have to come back for the next video. I've also probably already seen the series and know exactly who I'm talking about. And also maybe you're like, maybe I just click off this video. Was this any new information gained? Like, anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. I am extremely passionate about this series and I'm really excited that it's coming back. I made this video not knowing that information. I've been working on this script for weeks, so it's just been really pleasant to dive back into. If you like the video, like it. Say something nice in the comments. Say something supportive. Say nice things to me. I could use it. I'll try to have the second part of this season up within the next couple weeks. This took a lot of work. A lot more work than I was expecting. If you like this content, subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more of me, I stream on Twitch, Bianca Probably. I'm on Twitter, Bianca Probably. Instagram, Bianca Probably. TikTok, Bianca Probably. Okay, that's it for me. I'm just gonna shut up and get to editing this mess. Bye!